When Rex Lapis first heard of One's plan to take up residence in Liyue Harbor, he recited a long and detailed list of considerations for the furnishing and adornment of a home. Natural lighting, ventilation, bespoke woodwork, procuring porcelain, placement of plants and flowers. Oh, one's mind felt ready to explode from the deluge of information. Do all facets of life in the human world take so much effort? One once asked Ganyu what she typically works on during her overtime hours. Her response was filled with hideous-sounding words, such as meeting minutes, summaries, annual reports, financial projections. Were she not of Xiangling blood, and had one not taught to her the secrets of cultivating health, this avalanche of bureaucratic writ would have surely overwhelmed her. When you see her next, would you check that she's been drinking her Qingxin infusion of clear sight on a daily basis? That young lady says the most bizarre-sounding things, yet she appears to be rather highly regarded by the staff of the Wangsheng funeral parlor. Even Rex Lapis himself saw fit to serve under her in some sort of consultancy capacity. Allegedly, she is similarly peculiar when it comes to her taste in food. One must admit, one finds eccentrics like her rather intriguing. Shenhe told me that once, when she was delivering an order for Wanmin restaurant, she ran across the rooftops to save time. Her customer was terrified when she jumped down onto their doorstep and was about to call for the millilith. Fortunately, Shenhe disappeared as quickly as she arrived, leaving the food delivery behind and making haste before the customer had time to react. It seems she is growing more proficient at handling crises all the time. One could not be more pleased. Yaoyao once pinched my glasses from my face and tried them on for herself. She found it terribly entertaining and couldn't stop giggling. Children are able to find all sorts of ways to amuse themselves. The conqueror of demons is even more withdrawn than oneself. He has been cited a mere handful of times at social gatherings over the centuries. One was interested to learn that you are on rather good terms with him. What sort of conversations do the two of you tend to have? Oh, and do let me know when you next plan to see him. Perhaps one could make some tofu pudding for you to pass on to him. One happened to mention the Supreme Cuisine machine in conversation with Xiangling once, but one was rather taken aback when she responded by saying that a dish is inauthentic unless it is prepared by hand. Are one's devices not also the work of one's hands? Inauthentic indeed. A contest is in order. Although her mastery of Liyue cuisine is indeed impressive. Yes, the contest shall have to wait until one has made a few improvements to the device. There are many Liyue operas adapted from stories about the Adepti, including some based on one's own life and exploits. One has never watched those, of course. What could be more embarrassing than watching someone else play oneself on the stage? One would, however, be interested to evaluate how well Yunjin did in her adaptation of Shenhe's story when one has time to go and see it. The Tianxuan conducts her business with great adroitness and is meticulous in her speech. One must admit that Liyue is thriving under the governance of the Keqing. One has been observing her closely in the hope of discovering her secret. That was for your ears only. Please do not relay it to her. Keqing is a thoughtful child. She visits me on behalf of the Keqing every festival without fail, and always brings a gift. With such a capable and considerate colleague by her side, perhaps one needn't worry too much about Ganyu. One is very fond of Gaming. He is good-hearted and entertaining in conversation, but never grandiloquent. We first met when one was resting by a lake, and he very kindly shared some of his provisions with me. Later, he commented that one seemed to be a wise elder, worthier of respect than even the Adepti themselves. This wise elder will be sure to look out for him after that.